And when I signed Sly and Family Stone, I signed into Daedalus Management. I had different corporate entities. The mythopoetical figure of the phoenix arising from his own ashes. I had started Daedalus uh, Productions, Daedalus Music, before I met Sly. Our paths converged and we affected each other's lives in varying ways. And to whatever degree, the waylinking that we shared during that moment in our personal histories converged with the history of the United States and the planet in a very special way. I'm going to create a context for you. Things happened very fast for me, thank goodness. And 3 years after I was hired as a trainee, I found myself replacing Mitch Miller, who was the head of A&R at Columbia at that time. And many decisions that I made before I became head of A&R uh, and subsequent were related to integrating black Afro American culture into the white pop scene. So once again, there's that theme. As an example, um, black Afro American gospel music, with the one exception of an artist by the name of Mahalia Jackson, was relegated to black churches totally in 1961, 61, and had no place on white radio whatsoever. And I just knew in my bones that this was happening music, and I loved it. You know, I did think off the wall things like signing then Cassius Clay, you make a comedy album and things like that. So this was like my pattern because I had no boundaries. And one day I get a call from Chuck Gregory, Columbia Records promotion man in San Francisco, with whom I had worked over the years as a colleague at Columbia. And he said, David, you got to come out here and hear this group. It blew me away. So I trusted Chuck's judgment with talent. And so I got onto a plane and found myself just outside of San Francisco one early morning around 2 o'clock in the morning. I went to this after hours club where this group was playing. And I had never seen a group like that, for starters, visually before. And it just resonated, that thing within me. And then I heard them play. It was instant. I saw what I later recognized was the magic mirror, which I named the management company. That I saw this brilliance, this brilliance, and he has brilliance. And um, I saw a reflection of my own brilliance in him. What I didn't see at that moment and was to learn later, that I also saw my shadow in his shadow. Identified for myself the Sylvester and the Sly, both within myself and in the person of Sylvester Stewart. That luminescence that I first attuned to, it was not a cerebral thing. I thought a lot of things and made judgments, talent judgments and things like that. But there was a knowing there in the House of Pancakes. One of those mystical links, methinks, a berserk cosmic quirk at work. So from that moment, there was no question in my mind. I wanted to sign them. And after the gig, Sly and I went to a nearby House of Pancakes, and we hung out for hours talking stories. And I started to learn about him, that he was then perhaps the hottest Afro-American disc jockey in Bay Area radio, and he had produced acts for Tom Donahue like the Beau Brummels and Jefferson Airplane. So I got to know about him over the next days, nights, weeks. I would ride around San Francisco with Sly. We would talk for endless hours, and by now you've kind of got a taste of my rap. So that was the beginning of Sylvester and myself.